police report. I did allow Mr. Marshan to have contact with Sarah. I prohibited the other contact. He was on pretrial services and they're here also. And the matter is set for sentencing today. I read the police report and it's like deja vu all over again. And we're here for sentence today. Mr. Truckee, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor knows Mr. Marshan, and we're aware of that. I think important in this case is this isn't what the plea was conduct between Mr. Marshan and his biological grandson, who had reconnected with the family after turning 18. He was adopted out at a young age. So he comes back to his biological family, who are almost strangers. He just in the last year had been reintegrating with them. Mr. Marshan had allowed him to stay with them. He'd attempted to stay with Terry Holderman and and Mr. Marshan's daughter, the child's biological mother. And none of that was working out. He'd been a difficult person, and he'd recently been in a mental health facility just prior to this event. So there's a lot of unusual family discord, I suppose I could say. This event was related to the unfortunately common disrespect between a older teen and his elder. There was some chores in the house that weren't getting done satisfactorily, things of that nature, and it of course led to something it shouldn't have. Mr. Marshan doesn't make any bones about the fact that his conduct was wrong. But I think if Your Honor sees the whole picture, Mr. Anderegg was some sort of a participant here. He wasn't a violent participant, but there was something leading up to this. It wasn't apropos of nothing. With that being said, this is a kind of a one-shot deal. This isn't a take him to the ground and pound on him kind of thing. This is a brief moment in time with a significant lapse in judgment. Mr. Marshan admitted to the police. He entered a guilty plea in this matter. And I would ask the court to sentence him to some sort of probation. He's open to that. And that could include another anger management programming or anything Your Honor would desire. I don't believe I have anything else.
I'm through community mental health.
Go ahead.
I'm already going through anger management through community mental health. I've already been before this even happened. I was going to constant talking to somebody, and I missed my second date with them when I got arrested. So I got to see them, I think, next month, the 2nd or something, 4th, 2nd or the 4th of March.
Well, that's a plus. As Mr. Truckee said, you and I know each other. We go back a long ways.
Yes.
I reviewed some things earlier this morning, and I was sort of surprised at how bad it was. I think this is the 12th time you've been charged with assault. 1988, assault and battery. 1990, assault with a dangerous weapon. That got bound over to circuit court. 1996, assault with a dangerous weapon, bound over to circuit court. 1998, assault with intent to rob, bound over to circuit court. 2000, aggravated domestic violence and drunk driving, pled to DV and impaired. 2002, domestic violence, second. Had a bench trial in front of Judge Welty and you were found not guilty. 2003, domestic violence, second. Pled to DV first. 2004, domestic violence, third offense. The complainant, Sarah Marshan, failed to appear 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. And so the case was dismissed by Mr. Fisher. 2003, assault and battery set aside. 2008, assault and battery set aside. 2018, assault and battery dismissed. You have another assault and battery that's pending last pretrial on April 4th.
Yeah, I don't even know nothing about that one.
Well,
that was news to me about that one. White pigeon or something.
Yeah, you got it pinned. You got a pretrial on April 4th, right?
Yeah, but I never seen no police, talk to police, or don't even know anything about the dude.
Well, this one is this, like,
Whoever it
deja
is.
vu means, deja vu is a French phrase that means already seen, literally translated. Deja vu is when you get this feeling you've already seen something before. This goes back 20 years. When I was prosecutor, you would assault Sarah and then she wouldn't cooperate. And yeah, there's more to the picture. This started out with you assaulting Sarah. And the same thing, they couldn't find Sarah when they wanted to serve a subpoena on her. Mr. Marshan assaulted Sarah Marshan when he put his hands around her throat and choked her over a cigarette.
Never happened.
Sarah stated that she had no marks but did black out for a second. Tim then got in a physical fight with Tyler, Sarah's grandson, and then it goes on from there. That's just a bond information report. The actual police report, troopers, good ones, Trooper Sylvester and another went out there. Everybody's upset. They're standing outside the trailer. Tyler's bleeding all over the place, got a towel up to his nose. Sarah said Tim was angry at her for not having cigarettes. Timothy kept calling her names and yelling at her for not doing the dishes. Sarah stated Tim walked up to her and pinned her against the wall by choking her. Sarah stated she had a hard time breathing and she stated, "I was out." Sarah advised troopers she did not have any marks on her neck. She said Timothy went up to Tyler and pinned him against the door and head-butted him and then went outside, was wrestling with Kevin. She wants to press charges. At that time, she was mad. She wanted to press charges. So Sarah wouldn't cooperate like she always does, and that case was dismissed. So it's a matter of your grandson disrespecting you. You are mean. You are a mean.
I can be, yes.
And you've
But
been
somebody's gotta
mean,
bring it out in me on yonder. You know what I mean? I just ain't walking around looking for trouble or trying to
but
start trouble.
it seems to find you. And I can
Yeah.
just hear this vision about where's the damn cigarettes, and then it goes down from there, and then you've been doing this for 25 years, because that's what was done to you when you were a kid.
Right.
So I don't know what to do. I don't know where this guy is. He's not in the picture anymore. He had a bloody nose and,
I believe Mr. Van Dyke did submit a victim statement.
did he?
I've seen it and I can't find it right now. I don't know if I saw it in the prosecutor's office. Or I may have been provided a copy of it.
I don't see one. I'd be interested to know what he says. Let me ask Marissa. Sarah, why don't you come up here for a minute? Everybody's back in the trailer,
Yes, sir.
but, and who consists of everybody? You and
Just
Tim?
me and Tim.
So no grandkids, nobody else is there?
Nobody.
And there haven't been any further incidents since
No,
this
sir.
one? Well, you went to jail for 11 days, and then I let you out when the bond was posted. Where is Tyler?
I don't know where Tyler's at. Last time I knew he was staying with my son, Michael.
I can offer that Tyler he's lived at various Marshan relative residences as well as his adoptive parents in Schoolcraft, which he still uses as his primary address.
Well, he's.
And my son gave him a week because he gets a job and his first couple paychecks, and then he quits and he just wants to plop at somebody's house. He don't want to successful do anything for himself. He runs to his mom to ask his mom to do something. She said, "Tyler, you're 18.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm less worried about him than I am about you. You've been getting beat up on for 20 years and you're still there and this still going down.
Tim didn't put his hands on me. Me and Tim was having wild sex, to tell you the truth.
All right.
I haven't
Tim-
touched her in 20 years, man.
No, he hasn't. I will vouch for that.
I don't know what to do. I don't really want to do a probation. One of these times, something really bad's gonna happen. So Sarah says nothing happened despite what she told the police that night. And what's generally closest to the truth is what they say right then at the time of the incident. He's been under pretrial supervision and complied with all the terms of it.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm interested to know if there's any input from the complainant, because I don't have any. And the prosecutor didn't feel compelled to be here. But I was surprised at how many of these were. And how many times they either got dismissed or found not guilty because Sarah was either unable to be located or uncooperative. But she's not the named complainant in the case that you pled to.
Your Honor would allow the grace of a probation with a term including marital counseling that may be beneficial to the entire family.
That's
I
what
don't
we were
want
both in
probation.
counseling for. Our next appointment's April 2nd.
You guys are doing some stuff on your own. One option is just give them a year in jail. This is the 12th arrest. It's a felony reduced to a misdemeanor. It's a 1-year maximum. He'd be a trustee. He would do about 300 days minus trustee time, which would be about 270 days. That's what's gonna happen one of these times. We're gonna get sick of this.
I don't blame you. I didn't mean to cause no trouble. I'm not trying to get in trouble.
Well, to your credit, some of this you've aged out. When you were young, you were doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff.
Right?
And you're not young anymore and you're
No, sir.
tired of being tired. And so you're right. You haven't burned the candle at both ends like you did when we were both younger.
Right.
All right, there is nothing from Tyler, according to Miss Marshan, Miss Countryman. So,
I would just offer to Your Honor, I know I've seen a document and reported to be from Tyler that indicated a desire for Mr. Marshan to receive anger management. This was in the preliminary phase.
all right,
Document was provided by this young lady here, Annette.
And that,
Annette, all right, Annette, do you have that? Some input from Tyler?
I haven't really got to charge him a whole lot on this. I know he said it was kind of smarting off back, which he does.
Well, and I don't disbelieve that. I think that he's 18 and so he's a carbon copy of Tim when he was that age and he wasn't gonna take any grief from anybody.
Well,
and-
I've been at my house, Middleton had to make, that's why he's not allowed to stay in the house very long or do too much very often, because he bucks up and tries to be that, younger version of him.
Well, he's got, his own.
I'm trying to get him help right now, like
Well, he needs, he had a shitty hand dealt to him. He had a
Yeah.
crappy life. And so now he's 18 and he's mad. He doesn't even know what he's mad about. And he comes in there and you don't have any history together and you got your way of doing things and he had his way and he ended up with a bloody nose out in the
just trying
front
to help the
yard.
kid, and because his Uncle Terry just run him off. He didn't really have nowhere to go. Couldn't go to his mom's.
Well, I told
So I let
Terry to
him
quit
come here. and-
letting people move in there, but,
Yeah,
That's been the hard part with Tyler is you give him guidance and he goes the opposite. I've even, I had him do a keystone at a hotel and he started using. So I had to go in and bunch people out, so I wasn't go down my path.
well, you throw methamphetamine into the equation and it makes things even worse. At least you didn't have to deal with that.
right.
That wasn't a
I wouldn't have
thing
dealt
when
with
you.
But I seen him on it when he
They
was
got
up
the
there at the motel room and he was pretty whacked out,
We
so.
got the aftermath, that's he used and then he was psych ward and went there. So he was still having the come down stage of it all, if that makes sense.
Really, all we've been trying to do is help him since he's been back in the family, but I don't know, man, I don't know.
All right, well, tell me about your counseling at CMH.
I started, I went to one and then I got arrested and I missed that date and I got one coming up the 2nd or the 4th of
The 2nd.
March, so. It's for marriage counseling. Me and Sarah, we decided we need to go talk to somebody, so that's what we done. We went to CMH and checked in and that's where that's at.
Her name's
So I got one
Wendy.
coming up the 4th or the 2nd or something.
Her name's Wendy.
Wendy,
Well, maybe the answer would have been to left you in jail rather than let you out, just to put you back in. You did 11 days jail, credit 11 days. I'm not gonna, you're doing what you need to do as part of this. But that little discussion we had about a year in jail,
Yes, sir.
all
Oh, that's gonna stick in my mind.
right, you
Yeah,
make a great trustee.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
it's been there now already, you know what I mean?
$125 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee. That's $400. I'm not ordering any restitution. Someone said they were gonna take him to the hospital, but I don't think that ever happened. There are some pictures which I was not provided with and couldn't find, and the prosecutor's not here. I think it shows a young man with a bloody nose. That's what was done to you if you lipped off, somebody smacked you.
Oh, yeah. You know that.
And, here we are repeating all this. But I don't know that I'm gonna accomplish any more. Sarah's been with you all these years, and
30, I think, almost.
yes, and so the fact that you're doing something now, I guess it's better than the alternative, but the charge against her is dismissed on motion of the prosecutor. So I don't have to like this, but I don't know what else I'm gonna accomplish. Anyway, the sheriff needs trustees, so if you want to be one, come back for this and we'll make arrangements for you to
Nah,
do a big block of time. I'm gonna give you some time to pay that
thank you, Your Honor.
payment plan.
I got your bond.
That's gone.
It was through a bonding company. I don't
Right.
believe it was cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they make their money. They take your money, theoretically to ensure that you come, although they don't do that anymore. But you never missed court. You've been late, but you've never like absconded. So, we'll go out to the counter. We'll do a payment plan.
Thank you, sir.
11 days, credit 11 days, $400 fine and costs. I'm not doing a probation. This is like the same thing in many of these 12 previous cases. But you're not a kid anymore.
Yes, sir.
You don't like getting in trouble anymore.
No,
You're
sir.
not as angry as you were, but you're still angry. So I encourage you to stay in the anger management program
sir.
you're in.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ross, if you take them
Thank
off
you,
the
sir.
counter, you're off pretrial services.
Thank you,
Do you
Judge.
have a tether on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna remove that.
What unfolded in this Bexar County courtroom was more than a sentencing
That's what was
hearing.
done to you.
It
If
was
you
a
lipped
window
off,
into a
somebody
lifetime of
smacked you.
patterns,
Oh, yeah.
pain,
You
and
know
the limits
that.
of what the
And
justice
here
system
we
can
are
truly fix.
repeating all this.
Timothy
But I
Marshan
don't know
stood
that I'm
before
gonna
the judge
accomplish
facing
anymore.
sentencing
Sarah's
after
been with
pleading
you all
guilty to
these
assaulting
years,
his
and-
biological grandson,
30, I think,
Tyler,
almost.
a young
Yes,
man
and
who had only
so
recently been reintegrated into the family after being
the
adopted
fact
out
that
as a
you're
child.
doing something
What
now,
started over something as trivial
it's
as
better than the
cigarettes and
alternative,
household
but
chores
the charge
escalated into a
against
physical
her is
altercation
dismissed
that left
on motion
Tyler
of the
with a bloody
prosecutor.
nose. Marshan's attorney
So,
argued this was a brief lapse in
I
judgment,
don't have to
not a
like this, but
calculated
I don't
act
know
of
what else I'm
violence.
gonna
The
accomplish.
judge, however, had read the full file,
Anyway,
and what he found stopped him cold.
the sheriff needs
12
trustees,
arrests,
so if you wanna be
assault
one,
charges
come back
stretching
for
back to
this, and we'll make
1988,
arrangements for you
a
to
pattern of domestic violence,
do a
dismissed
big block
cases,
of time.
uncooperative
I'm
victims,
gonna give you
including
some
his own
time to
wife,
pay
Sarah,
that
who had been by his side for nearly
Thank you,
30
Your Honor.
years through all of it.
payment
The
plan.
judge put it plainly, this was déjà vu, the same story,
That's gone.
different decade.
It was through a
In the
bonding
end, the
company.
judge
I don't
declined
believe it was
probation,
cash.
citing the sheer weight of
Yeah,
Marshan's history, and
that's how
instead
they make
imposed
their money.
fines
They
totaling
take your money,
$400, credited him 11 days
theoretically
served,
to ensure that
released
you
him from
come, although
pretrial
they don't do that
supervision on his
anymore.
tether, and strongly encouraged him to continue anger
But
management
you've
counseling
never
already
missed court. You've
underway.
been late,
The charge against Sarah was
but you've
dismissed on
never
motion
like
of the
absconded.
prosecutor. No jail,
So,
no probation, just a warning
we'll
hanging
go
in
out
the air, and
to
a
the
judge
counter.
who
We'll do a
admitted he
payment
didn't know
plan.
what else he could accomplish.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
the reality of the legal system sometimes. Not every
11
case ends
days,
with a clear
credit 11
victory.
days,
Some
$400
end with a
fine and
quiet,
costs.
sobering
I'm
truth.
not doing a
If you found
probation.
this case as
Is it like the
eye-opening as
same
we did,
thing
hit that like
in
button,
many of
drop your
these
thoughts in the
12
comments,
previous
and
cases?
subscribe for more real
But you're
courtroom
not a kid
breakdowns.
anymore.
Because
Yes, sir.
justice
You don't like
never
getting in
gets
trouble
old.
anymore.